Scottie, great start today. That looked like things were just a tad off for you. Is there something you worked on in the warm-up for the restart that got you back on?
No, not really. I felt like I was doing good things to start the round. Just a couple mental errors there in the middle of the round, which happens. Just can't let it get to you, and did a good job coming out after the rain delay and making a few birdies.
Is there an adjustment at all? Not having Ted here in the bag this week, having a different caddy, having Mike on the bags, or adjustment how you work together? Did you work that out through this first round?
Yeah, I think Cromie's doing his best to fill in for Ted. He's got big shoes to fill, and Ted's got, but he's doing a great job. Cromie works really hard, and I felt like we did a good job taking the practice round seriously, and really getting a feel for how we work together. And he's doing a great job.
Fun walk, isn't it?
Yeah, easy, some might say.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
Scottie, did you notice much out after the rain delay, just how it played differently if you changed up what you did?
Significantly softer. The fairways were really rolling out to start the day. Greens were firm. Golf course changed pretty significantly after the delay.
Were you able to be a little more aggressive with your putts on the greens? You made three solid birdies coming in.
More aggressive with the putts? Not really. Like, if you look at a pin, like the pin on 16, par 5, with how firm it was earlier, it could be a tough pin to get to. As well as the pin on 15, there's a lot of slope there, and like I hit a cut and it landed right at the pin, and it stays on the green, whereas if I played that hole before the rain delay, it may have landed there and kicked off into the first cut, maybe even the rough. And so golf course definitely got a bit easier, but did a good job of taking advantage of the holes that I had left.
Walk me through what went on 17 and kind of how nice a break it was to be able to kind of get that drop and get that set up to get up and down.
Yeah, I shot into the grandstands. It's a pretty tough hole. 240 into the wind with water. Still don't fully understand that sometimes. But played to the smart side. I just pulled a little bit and was able to get a drop there by the grandstand. And, it was nice up and down.
How'd you spend the rain delay?
Had some food. Bennett and Mare were here, so we hung out and dining for a while and just chilled, hung out with the Burnses, and my parents are here, and Sam's parents are here as well, so we were kind of just chilling, hanging out, eating food, chasing kids around, pretty much.
Do you enjoy being paired with like a player like Rory?
Yeah, it's really fun. I think it's a real treat to be able to come out here and compete against the best players in the world week in, week out, and there's nothing better than playing with Rory. He's obviously a very talented player, and we always have fun together on the course.
What are your impressions of the course after an actual competitive round?
Golf course, it's in good shape. We'll see how it plays over the next few days. I would have preferred to not get the rain to keep the firmness with the golf course, but overall, we'll see how it develops and changes over the next few days, and we'll see.
What were you most pleased with your game?
I had a great start and a great finish. In between was a little bit so I don't know. I felt like I hit a lot of fairways today. I think I maybe missed one on 16, and I think I missed a fairway on 10, but I was in the fairway a lot today. So last week I felt like I didn't drive it as good as I would have hoped to, and so going into this week, felt like I definitely drove it better on this course.
I feel like you stared at your approach to 11 for a really long time as it was.
Oh, yes.
Rolling. What was going through your head there, and what were you expecting?
Well, typically around most places, when you hit it right at the pin, it kind of stays somewhat around there. But for some reason, they decided to put that pin right on a mound in the middle of the green there. Very interesting pin location, and I landed just behind it, and then it catches another slope. And I stared at it for a while because I thought I hit a really good shot, and it almost went in the water. So I was just a little bit surprised at the result of the shot that I hit. But
I feel like you handled it well.
Well, thanks.
Scottie, is there a situation where you would try to drive the fifth green or kind of take that shot on? I know it was the end of the today.
I still have not figured out how to play that hole, so game time decision.
Think you could do a multitude of things there?
I think it depends. That one is totally pin dependent. We fooled around with that front left pin during the practice round, and it's quite small. It's an interesting design. I'd like to hear what a lot of other people have to say about it. I find it very interesting, and so there is a way to play it. It's just a matter of getting the ball there. But you do have some options, and depending on green firmness, I think that'll also have a pretty significant effect on what we try to do there.
Can I ask you a question about this stretch here? You've been pretty clear the last couple of years about not being completely satisfied with the season-long race when it comes down to that last event. But the way we have it now, whoever wins the FedEx Cup next week, is that the season-long champion? Could be someone like Patrick Cantlay, for example, which not to dog on Patrick.
I mean, we're just gonna name guys now, Doug. I mean, my goodness.
Is that thing on? Test, turn that
No,
off a minute, wait.
I think.
You know what I mean? It could be
Yeah,
something
no,
you-
I think when you look at the FedEx Cup, I think it's a greater discussion. And like, if you're going to have a true season-long race, like a truly the best player every year wins, it's odds are it's not going to come to that interesting of a conclusion in most years. I think most years it's pretty obvious who the player of the year is going to be. I think it's always up for a small debate, but I think the players for the most part have an understanding of who the best player was for that year each time, and I feel like it's been like that since I've been watching golf.
Yeah.
And I mean, we play so many tournaments, and I think what we're looking for in the Tour Championship is when you look at playoffs, like when you think about the playoffs, postseason, is that what we're calling it now?
That's what I'm calling it.
In order to win the FedEx Cup, you have to play good golf at the right time. In our sport, in order to accomplish what you want to accomplish, you have to play good golf at the right time. If you want to win major championships, you have to play great golf major championship weeks. If I want to win the FedEx Cup this year, I have to have a great week next week. You kind of throw out what happened the rest of the year. I think when you get the reward for getting to the Tour Championship, I think that's really what we're looking at. Is once you get to the Tour Championship, you've had a great season, and now you have an opportunity to go out and win the FedEx Cup. But you have to play good golf at the right time. I was pretty adamant that our old format was not the right way to do it. I was a fan of the points format, but it got confusing for the casual fan, I think, when you look at our postseason. And I think it'll be a cool format where you show up next week, everybody's at even, and it's time to go chase what you want, and that's FedEx Cup.
So what is the FedEx Cup? Just a really good trophy at the end of the year?
It's a great trophy at the end of the year.
Right.
I mean, in order to win the FedEx Cup, you have to be one of the 30 best players for the entire year, and you got to show up at East Lake and have a great tournament. And I think when you look at our sport, most of it is competed over 4 days, and you got 4 days to go out and win the FedEx Cup. That's pretty much it.
Do you feel like you won the FedEx Cup after Wyndham? You know what I mean by that?
No.
Would you
Work with me here.
Would you separate this? Would you separate kind of like Player of the Year from the FedEx Cup in that regard? I think is kind of the thing. Like player.
Well, I think they're two different things. Yeah, I think all it is you're trying to strike a balance between rewarding great play throughout the regular season and rewarding good play in the playoffs. I mean, in order to win the FedEx Cup, you have to put together a great body of work. I mean, for you to qualify for the Tour Championship, especially without winning a tournament, means you had a great, consistent year.
That's your body of work.
That's your body of work. And playing consistent golf out here and making it to the Tour Championship without winning a golf tournament is pretty difficult. Like, you look at, I'm not going to name names, Doug.
Can't wait.
But you look at seasons like some players have without winning and making it to the FedEx Cup final. I mean, that's a really good year. And I think it's extremely hard to win out here on tour. And I think a lot of times the media is always looking for something more. We're looking for a perfect finish to the year. I mean, look at what Liv is doing with their final tournament. I mean, I tried to read about it the other day. I still can't figure out what they're trying to do with the final tournament. It's not easy to figure out a true season-long race. And I think when you're looking for an interesting finish to the year, I think we got it down pretty good where you have 25, 30 weeks to prove yourself to get into the Tour Championship, and then it's game on.
Thanks.
Thanks.